We're live, Kristen.
Awesome. Hi, Tyler. How you
From
doing?
the Cannabis Museum. Here we are.
Remote location.
Yeah, this is exciting. And first time I've ever taken the podcast away from the studio, so a little nervous, but hopefully those jitters are gone in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, falling on you. Just pick it back up. Maybe this one.
Uh-huh.
Tight. You should be able to tilt that. Cool.
About like that?
Yeah, I think kind of. I turned your mic up a little bit too, so you should be.
So I should be a little bit louder?
Yeah.
Or,
No, like it will be louder,
it
even
will
if
be louder.
at whatever
Do I
pace you
see?
talk.
Am I closer than you are?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm fine? Okay. You can
Talk
hear me?
again.
Do
Yeah,
I talk now?
yeah.
You can hear me good?
You're
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Hi.
Yeah, welcome. So, the Cannabis Museum. Yeah, you're the director of the Cannabis Museum.
Yeah, I'm the director. I'm really excited to be on your show because I get to talk about what I'm passionate about, which is the museum. So, yeah, I'm the director. I've been the director of the museum since it opened in 2023, thereabouts, 22.
So you knew
like
Donnie before that. Like, is that how you got connected to it?
I've been working with the museum. I was on the board of the museum when it was just a dream over at the Hempery, an idea, and office full of people working, doing database, cataloging all of the collection. And the dream was to have a venue to be able to share the collection and have a museum. And it took a long time, a lot of work to get here, but Donnie bought this building and he remodeled the building for the museum. We've added more. He bought more property next door. We've added more parking as we've been able to grow and grow. So, yeah, it's been a really interesting opportunity, to be able to start a museum and be able to share this collection.
Tell the story, yeah, share it. I mean, because that's the purpose of it, right? Like, in one sentence, what's the purpose of the museum is to, share the story, to tell the history.
Yeah, our mission is collection, research, education, something else. That's about it.
Yeah, which is the research part. I didn't ever think of that, but you were like, yeah, Isaac was researching the other day, and it's that's a part of it. How do you tell a story without knowing it? Yeah.
Without knowing it, it's all history, just.
But then also, I feel like a lot of it just comes from the bank of this being being involved in the space for your entire life, right?
Absolutely. That's, where my passion originated. I love the plant. I've worked with the plant my entire life, so my adult life, anyway. But it's very rewarding to be able to work in this capacity.
Yeah. Wow. So day to day, what is it? So it's Wednesday to Saturday, 12 to 5. People come in and you talk to them and explain things to them.
Yeah, tours of the museum or whatever. But there's a lot of other stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Like I was talking about research, being one. As we're getting ready for a new exhibit, there's a lot of research that has to be done. Securing grant funding, doing outreach in the community, going to events. There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, sorry.
No, you're totally good.
All right. So the exhibit that we have right now at the museum is called Cannabis Americana, and it's about the history of cannabis in America. It's kind of twin stories of cannabis sativa, which is hemp, and it was introduced into America in 1605 by the first settlers. They needed to grow it for the British Navy that was sending ships back and forth.
What were they using it for then? The fiber? Or?
Sails, ropes, oakum, which you put hemp dipped in tar into the cracks in the ship's boards so that it keeps it watertight.
Yeah, like a mortar. Almost.
Yeah. So that's also used in housing, also log cabins. They use oakum to seal the cracks between the wood and the cabins also. So hemp was really, really prevalent. It was used for tarps. It was used, canvas and cannabis are the same word.
Yeah,
so they were using it for tents and covered wagons, all the kinds of things that you would use plastic for now.
Today,
Yeah, and well, so the exhibit shows that was kind of part of the downfall of hemp was, I like to call it death by a thousand cuts. Just there were many, many different reasons that hemp went into decline, but plastic was one big part of it. Was the petroleum industry. DuPont made nylon, and then they could make ropes out of nylon.
Was it like
they
just
could
a
make
byproduct of what they were already doing? This is like just stuff they were throwing away. They were like, hey, we found a way to sell this.
I think that it was just there was so much technological advances going on around that time. So this is like the 1930s.
Yeah.
There's just this the steam engine was developed, and so they didn't need sails anymore for ships or for railroads. They didn't need the covered wagons anymore. They could use the railroads. That was a big technological advancement that really was a heavy hit to the hemp industry.
Yeah.
And
But then even that though, that doesn't like demonize it though. So then at what point? So you're talking 1930s now. Like how much longer?
It was no. All that probably started happening in about the late 1800s. Yeah. But it was just a progression of different things that it ended up doing away with the hemp industry. Also, hemp from other countries, different types of fibers from other countries became cheaper to produce. Manila hemp, which is a fiber that comes from a banana tree that they grow in the Philippines. It was cheaper to produce that and easier to produce it. So that was one of the things that displaced hemp. Jute is another natural fiber that replaced hemp. There's all kinds of reasons that it went into decline, but this is why I think about the death by a thousand cuts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, then so 1937, they made hemp illegal. They made cannabis indica illegal. So the other side of the room is the story of cannabis indica, which is medicinal cannabis. It was introduced into America in 1850s, and it was used, as medicine. It was used in many of the same ways that it's used right now, for pain management, for sleep management, for anxiety, for nausea, these kinds of things. It's many of the same uses that it still has.
Yeah.
It was,
and all in different consumption methods as well. Like they were consuming it edibly, they were smoking it, like they were using all of the
Absolutely. There was a big hashish craze when that's how they were using it in India, and so when they brought that to America, people started eating hashish bonbons, hashish candies, were all the rage for a while, mostly among the literary crowd. There's a book, a short story by Louisa May Alcott. What's the name of it? Perilous Play. It's a story of some wealthy folks that go out for a picnic one day and they eat hashish bonbons and they all go on a wild trip.
That's funny.
Yeah. This is also, part of the research that I've done. I've learned all this, by research.
So executionally, so then you decide the topic, and then what is that process? You start looking at the things that you have that kind of explain that story, and then kind of focus on things to elaborate on that. Like how long, when you decided that that's what the next exhibit was going to be, how long does that take to set up, do the research, get the, all of the stuff out and together, and the things printed and written? Yeah, what's that like?
It takes a while. It's, research, you have to, it's just like writing a paper or something. I actually did write a paper that goes with this exhibit as well. It's
Where can you find it?
It's on the Ohio Magazine, but I have it. I'll send it to you.
Nice.
Yeah, you can learn about it's just my all my research or whatever about the story. Yeah. And then the story like of the bottles and the medicine and how widely used it was.
Again, because that was something else we talked about. Like, there's a bottle from New York, a bottle from Baltimore, a bottle from Washington. Like,
it was everywhere. There's a lot. There's a lot to the story. Like the story of the medicine, they had introduced opium around the same time that they introduced cannabis, and it was also
Cannabis indica, yeah.
Yeah, cannabis indica. When they I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're talking about like opium, or
the opium, when they introduced the opium. Yeah. They had passed a law. There was no regulation. So then there starts being a lot of there starts becoming a lot of opium addiction happening. It was post-Civil War, the 1860s. It was being used a lot for pain management post-war, and there was a lot of injuries related to the war.
Mm-hmm.
So it was being used pretty widely, and so that was the first opioid epidemic that we had in America.
I didn't know that.
The patent medicine is snake oil, kind of.
It's like the snake oil salesman.
Yeah, the snake oil salesman, patent
yeah.
medicine. You didn't have to put what the ingredients were or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just like a cure-all, cures everything. And the Pure Food and Drug Act came about in 1906, and I think they started to crack down on the opium just being sold, given everywhere. Yeah, so you had to state what the items were that were in your product, ingredients in the product.
Which you do see on those bottles out there.
Well, on some of them,
yeah.
but some of them, some of them are pre and some of them are post that 1906 law. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then they didn't get.
What is the regulation? Like, sorry to interrupt you. So you
okay.
said like the regulation begins to come, and so then it's like now you have to like label. But like, what other? This is just on the opium. This isn't on like the cannabis indica, or this is also, or just any type of drug.
On everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. On all medicines and foods. Food and I think it's the Pure Food and Drug Act. So you have to say what's in the food and what's in the drugs.
Yeah.
Then later they come up with another. Narcotics Act, that I think it's the Harrison Act in the teens. 1914, thanks. Where they start really limiting how widely it's being distributed, the opium. Not cannabis. Cannabis wasn't a problem. It was opium and cocaine, mainly, that they were trying to target. Maybe... mainly those two. Then came Prohibition in the 1920s, prohibition of alcohol. But, cannabis was still there. They weren't really... they weren't really doing anything about it. And after the prohibition of alcohol, then they start looking at cannabis. It had, like, around the teens, it started... going across the country. In California, really, the prohibition of cannabis started in California. It started as a states' rights issue, and different states started prohibiting it before the federal government prohibited it.
And you'll never know what the agenda was behind all of that. Again,
that's what we're researching right now.
Yeah,
when I was saying that we're getting ready for the next exhibit, these are exactly the things that we're researching. How did it go down in California? Who was behind that effort?
It's like somebody wanted something out of that. Why? What?
Yeah.
Was it that your very cheap, abundant resource like plant was gonna prohibit? Probably money. Money's what you expect every time.
Money, power, influence.
Is that are they just on a power trip? So that they take out alcohol and they're just like, what else can we take control of? Is that them just power tripping? Is that the natural things how it happens?
You'll have to see the next exhibit.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
I'm still working on the
Yeah, that's
details
cool.
right now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's a lot of key players, government people, business people, media.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking earlier about William Randolph Hearst.
Yeah.
He's part of the story. Yeah. So anyway, well, that'll be the next exhibit.
Yeah, that is really cool. So then, what if we fast forward to like 2025 and like today? So, this whole like deschedulization and like the Senate bill is gonna like be coming back up and like yeah, I mean like how involved do you guys get in that? Like I know Don talked about testifying his whole life. Like I think we were standing in a circle and Josh Crozer was like, "This man has testified more than everybody here combined 3 times." Like, and so yeah, like what I mean, how involved? Yeah, what developments has that been like recently?
Well, recently they've been on vacation,
Yeah.
so summer break or whatever. They haven't been really doing anything, but yeah, I've been watching and paying attention closely to the whole issue, and I don't know what more can be done from a citizen's standpoint. I feel like there's a great amount of people who have been going up and testifying and writing letters and calling their representatives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and not lobbyist. I don't know. Money. I don't know what is the right answer.
So then what okay, so then start the different question. Like so we voted on whatever that issue was that recreationally legalized cannabis in Ohio.
Yeah.
So how do we go from we decide all of that and we agreed upon and voted on, so then like the law was made and then now they just are like, we want to change it. Like I don't understand. Maybe this is like maybe a government question that I'm asking, not even about cannabis, but like if we voted on it, like when were they like, yeah, let's change, we get to change it now without your authority? I don't understand. If we voted on it, what are they trying to, shouldn't we get to decide what we change if we change it? I don't. What was the point? Was it just Fugazi? Like this smoke and mirrors? They wanted us to feel like we were in control and vote on something, but they were like, no matter what you do, I'm just going to rewrite this bill anyways. Like, I don't understand how we voted on it and now it gets to change.
It's really, it's almost a mirror image of what happened the first time when there was a law that was being voted on and the language in the law was didn't allow for home grow, it was not good language, and it didn't protect consumers. It would only promote really a monopoly. And the consumers,
access point, you mean?
The consumers voted that law down. This was, I don't even remember, back in 2016 or something. The state legislature, after the citizens voted down the law that was being presented, the legislature went ahead and passed it anyway. So that's how we got to have medical cannabis in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a citizens initiative that we voted for to expand for recreational. And then now they're taking that and doing what they want with it because it's their prerogative.
So, I don't know. I don't understand. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. What again? Yeah, smoke like illusion. What did I vote for? Did it mean anything?
Well, right, exactly. That's exactly it. It didn't mean anything. They know better than you do.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, how do you walk it back at this point? Like, there's just like the home grow thing. Like, that's so great. There's just abundance everywhere. Like, and that's just kind of like, I don't know. I've not met somebody that I remember that was like really opposed to cannabis. Like, I think a lot of people just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like I think the only people literally that care are just these people in suits that are like in these buildings that feel important, that are just detached from like reality. I just don't. Like, I mean, maybe I've like met somebody that was like, I don't do that or whatever. I did it once and I don't, but whatever. Like some people don't drink, some people don't use cannabis. Like, I don't know. But so that's just, to me, it just seems like not such not a big deal to so many people. But then it just is, all you see on social media is like just this like really angry, like, I don't understand. It doesn't even seem accurate to reality, which is the reality is like nobody really gives a shit.
True. Yeah, except for the corporate interest.
And so then that's the lobbyist you're talking about, where it's like somebody was explaining this to me.
No, I think we need lobbyists. I mean, how do you affect change? How do you go and protest?
Yeah, well, that's what somebody that was testifying. It was somebody here was explaining, like they were sitting there testifying to whatever to the people, and he was like, but it doesn't matter because Okan's going to go have dinner with them after. Like, not, so does it matter that we sat up there again? You just paraded me around here and gestured me in front of the community to like, again, oh, I got to testify, but you're just going to go back and like, so then again, what? Yeah, and then when they explain that, it's like, yeah, they're not going to testify. They're just going to sit there, listen to everything that's said, and then they're going to go gossip about it at dinner later, and that's just kind of really sad. But it makes sense. And so like their corporate interests, like you just the tier, you're talking about tier ones when you say corporate interests, like, and so then, yeah, I just don't. But that's everything everywhere, money.
Yeah, and it's not in their best interest to have homegrown.
Any dispensaries. I mean, but even like a tier 3 small player, that they would want you to not home grow either. But I feel like a lot of those people are the people that were homegrown anyways, just like, let me legally sell it, you know, because that's the difference, right? If you get the license and then like, yeah, maybe not even that, because like Michigan's like that, where it's like you can grow and sell directly to a medical patient or something. It's just like kind of direct to consumer. That still isn't even really the same thing as just saying like open the tier 3s, but it also doesn't, like, why are they limiting the amount of people that can sell? Like, do you say you can't open a grocery store here because there's too many grocery stores here? Like, what the fuck? I don't understand that. Like, if, you know, like let the market figure it out. If there's too many, one of them's gonna fail or whatever. If you have shitty product, then it'll go away. But
yeah. Well, that's what I think is the beauty of the craft industry. That is the kind of bubbling up right now as an answer to the corporate weed. You know, that maybe craft weed is grown in small plots. It's loved and cared for, and it's got a lot more love in it than the corporate kind of stuff. And I mean, I'm not saying that the corporate weed doesn't have love. I'm sure that they love on that stuff too.
Yeah.
But what's happening in the craft industry right now in Ohio is very exciting, and that's that is the home growers that are kind of able to really share what they have been having to hide,
working on, just so fucking proud of, reasonably so, you know, and that's where all of these festivals, like Ronnie Smith is somewhere every weekend, just Thursday to Sunday, just like posted up, and it's beautiful, and there's always so many people there, and it looks so awesome. It looks like they're having a lot of fun, but I mean it makes sense. Like those events just popping up all over the place, everywhere, which is kind of like how it's. I mean, they're just like getting around it by not like I don't know. Yeah, it seems like they're still like networking, connect. Like the only difference is it's just kind of the official black and white legality.
Yeah, it is. Those I've been to some of those events and they're fun. It's nice to network and be able to be talk openly and network.
Those are the small craft growers, right? Because I've actually never been to them. That's just kind of what I'm taking away from seeing it. It's like There's
a lot of people from Michigan coming down here.
Wow.
Probably about half of the booths are from people from here. Half of them are probably people from Michigan.
How does that work? So you're saying they're bringing Michigan weed here? Like that's just. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I see. Hey,
I don't know.
Allegedly, I picked this up in Toledo on the way. What are you talking about? Yeah, I grew it right across the way. That's crazy. That's cool. I mean, but also, like, that's cool. I mean, again, it seems like the momentum's going the right way. It seems like there's just kind of this like thing, but I don't know. Like a lot of the when I see it on social media, like all the cannabis advocates, like just the collection of them that are popping up, like they're the only ones that are. Like seriously, like they're the only ones really that I like see the negativity from on just like no one else. I don't hear anyone else like talking out against it, right? I just hear like the advocates kind of like this is what's happening or whatever. But like again, if you get off social media, like I just think that the gap between that and the reality is so far. In that it's like you've been able to smoke a joint like in a corner alley uptown forever, and it's just like whatever. Like, so it's like that's just my experience. I've never seen really like. what people talk about, like all this counter, like aggressive, like action against cannabis. I've just never experienced that.
Well, yeah, Athens has always been
Yeah,
that little
a little
bubble.
different than most. Yeah, that makes
Even
sense.
before we had taco, I think that
Yeah.
it was always a little more
So
open.
what's the point of Taco? Like, is that the city trying to take control even over the state? Because we're talking about legalization versus decriminalization. Taco was a decriminalization. And so then, but like I don't even like so, but it was still legal in the state. So that's what, like again, what is happening?
It's just similar to what we were talking about states' rights and how states were making cannabis illegal before the federal government, and this is just the same kind of thing, just in our own little locality.
Gotcha.
We choose to.
Our Athens citizens got this initiative together, and then like we made okay. So then it kind of doesn't matter, but like how do you do that on a bigger scale, which is the state? Like well, it's, more money, more people.
Yeah, more money, more people.
Yeah.
So we'll get there. I think that we will be able to keep our rights. I have a good, positive feeling about how this will all end up. They may take some of they may. I don't know. It just really remains to be seen. They keep changing the language or adding new, different bills that are similar, things that are related more to hemp, things that are more related to the gas station gummies and that kind of thing.
Just trying to like wear you out, get you to read 800 things, then you give up, like whatever, dude, just pass it. It's like they're just trying to wear you down, like a degree at a time.
Yeah, well, I think because the average person doesn't pay attention to it, doesn't really care. It's just the people who are advocates within this, cannabis industry.
Yeah. Man, back to the museum. What has the community been like here? Like you opened it up, and was it like hard to get people to come here? Like, cause I feel like now, like those grow classes, like there's definitely the same like 15 or 20 people here every time. And like, that's really cool. And like, they all hang out for an hour and a half afterwards. Like that's gotta be really exciting to like build a community here. What has it been like, the development of that?
Yeah, it's watching the community that has bubbled up is really cool. It's definitely brought people in who have become friends, and they only met here, and just because of the common love of the plant, and definitely we have a solid group of people who come every time, and then there's some people who just new people pop in from time to time. People come sometimes from far away to come to these events because it's just people who are in the cannabis community within the state, and we have friends that are coming from Dayton or up by Toledo. We have
there was like this one class that these guys like said they just came from like Oregon. I don't know, but they just like pulled up with a big van, and they were like, "Hey, we have clones out in the white van." It was just like it was hilarious.
I wasn't here that day, but I heard about that.
It was really cool. They were just like, like we just wanted to stop by, like we heard about it. We're like traveling through it, but this isn't even that. Like just somebody come, like that's wicked. The attraction, right?
Yeah.
Like it's there.
Yeah, and that our name is getting out there, and it is starting to go. And I think like with any new business, it takes a little while to grow your business and expand your your reach. And I've tried, I've done lots of things, lots of podcasters like you, lots of people come in, especially people in the cannabis area that are curious and want to come in and check out the museum or whatever. And so that's been cool, because then that does bring more and more people to the museum. And just like I said before, I do lots of outreach events during the summertime to just make people aware that we're here, and try to get more and more. And our attendance has been up year over year, probably increasing by about 25% a year. So I think that's about what I could hope for.
Yeah. That's awesome. What is difficult about running a space, like just that constant, like getting people to know about it and doing the research too and planning the next thing? Like what is challenging about running the Cannabis Museum?
What is challenging about it? It's a pretty rewarding job. I really, really like it. I mean, the challenges are daily, all the time. There's always something coming up, but I just face the challenges, meet them head on, and move forward. I probably funding being a challenge. We're fortunate to have funding, a funding source, but We could always use more.
Yeah, well, like he was like taking care of those grant applications stuff. Like
Like
you.
I do the grant stuff, but then grant stuff is a little bit tricky right now with the new administration or whatever. Um, just fundraisers, just not necessarily grant related, but just putting on fundraising events or doing different kinds of things. Everything is a fundraiser.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. Do you want to pause
I
it?
don't
Like,
know. Do you want to?
so yeah, we're back. Okay, so we're talking about tax revenue from cannabis sales, and we were talking about like the state, and you're saying even the city is supposed to get some of it as well.
Yeah, I think that the cities where a dispensary is located are supposed to receive tax revenue related to that, what the dispensary is making.
Yeah, which is
So,
why it's like a 17% tax recreationally,
Yeah.
like 7
yeah,
medically or whatever.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly, because that money is supposed to be being returned back to the communities. But so far, it has not been returned back to the communities. I think that's one of the things that's trying to be handled within this new legislative.
Try to be handled. What do you mean?
Like try to get that money released.
Mm-hmm.
Try to figure out how to get that money back to the communities.
But at the same time, they're also trying to move where that money's going to go. Like, isn't that part of the language thing? Is that they were saying, let's put it in the Ohio General Fund now instead of what, again, the Ohio citizens decided. It's a really good idea to maybe put some parks in these, like, low-income areas and, like, provide social programs that maybe would, like, take care of some kids after school while their parents are still working. Because, again, like, they've got to work 12 hours a day at their minimum wage job to, like, put food on the table. So, again, it's like we voted on something that would allow it to, again, right, social equity funds to invest back into those things. And yeah, it hasn't happened in that. Yeah. Where's the money?
I'm familiar with this in other aspects also. The coal severance tax that gets collected, the federal government held on to the state of Ohio's coal severance tax money for something like 10 or 20 years or
It's
something.
like a playbook they've used.
Yeah, it's not uncommon. So
Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
Taking the money here, let's fill it here so that they don't know that we lied about having all this money here. And that's what it seems like. I actually think the stock market too, but obviously, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
That's crazy. Another revenue stream. So that was something we were talking about is like grants. So like people pay to come to the museum. The grow classes is something, and then the merch as well.
And the merch, yeah. And the grow classes, we have
Yeah.
concerts sometimes. Coming up this fall, I'm going to have a series of not grow classes, but just educational classes. More, I have a terpenes class coming up.
That would be cool.
A class about probably processing different ways of using, your home grow herb and maybe hash making. We've done one hash making workshop. RSO, just different things you can do.
Yeah.
We did a cooking class.
I think Keely was the one that said something like about that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. She was my helper. She was the leader.
Nice.
Her and Adam. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, revenue streams. Yeah. Merchandise. I have a lot of hemp related merchandise in my store. I have hemp t-shirts and hemp clothing. We have these really cool shirts that are they're a museum piece on their own, but we have them for sale at the store. They're vintage hemp shirts from Jack Herer, who was he wrote The Emperor Wears No Clothes, a story about the hemp industry, the decline of the hemp industry. And so he had these shirts made to promote hemp back in the 90s. Donnie was also really involved with promoting hemp back in the 90s. He had the Ohio Hempery in Guysville at that time and was importing hemp goods from all over the world and, trying to build up a demand for hemp goods.
Yeah, that's great.
And
That's so cool.
so these shirts that we have are kind of part of that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So like, could you buy those online anywhere, or do you have to be here to buy them?
You have to be here to buy them.
Oh, great.
Eventually I'll get my online store up.
Nice. Yeah, well, come visit the museum, check it out, buy
Yeah.
a shitter on the way out. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
that's what's up. But there is a website, right?
Yeah, there is a website,
Yeah.
www.cannabismuseum.com.
Nice. And then on there, could you find like the events or different things going on? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Cool. Events are all, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, which is really exciting. The event that I'm looking forward to the most is the last grow class where it's just a potluck.
Potluck,
yeah. Like that
The
circled
potluck
on the
is fun,
calendar. Yeah, shout out to it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. Oh, we probably have a Halloween party coming up. We did a murder mystery party last year,
Nice.
and that was really, really fun. Like everybody dressed up in period costumes. It was a 1920s themed party, and then you had to solve the murder mystery. We didn't solve the mystery, so I think we're going to try again.
Nice. That does sound cool. And that is, again, like just that's a communal event, come hang out,
Yeah.
which is like really what the grow class feels like. You're just like hanging out, like it didn't seem, I mean, like obviously there are people in front of you, right? There's instruction, but then it is very conversational with like, guy popping his hand up here. Well, like, here's this other thing. Like it just kind of seems like you're just hanging out talking about, cannabis.
Yeah, I really like the format of the grow classes,
Yeah.
to have the panel of teachers who are just, kind of everybody's chiming in,
Yeah, so, well, like, this is why I do this. And it's because, like, this happened to me one time, like,
Yeah.
when I was like, well, like, I realized if I got the, like, bottle of cloning gel, then, like, if I stuck a bet, then I wouldn't, like, damage every single one. It's just, like, all these, like, small little things, that is just, like, real life experience, like, driven stuff. Yeah.
Because even sometimes people who are sitting out in the audience will, have either a question or an answer,
Yeah.
So it's a little something that they want to chime in, because there's all different levels of experience are coming to the class.
Like a 7-year-old grandma is like just growing for the first time, like a 21-year-old that's like,
Well,
like
yes, we have that.
it is really cool. Yeah. I didn't really know what to expect, but it kind of makes sense. But yeah, no, I mean, like even the audience is like, just a wide net of people.
Yeah, and I think Brad, one of the teachers, said one time that he loves coming to class because he learns new stuff every time he comes to class too. So
that's cool.
it's good for everybody.
Yeah. So then you do like you said you did an indoor grow class, like so it's just kind of like basically the outdoor season, and then when do you start the next one?
Usually, last year we did it starting after the potluck.
Oh, okay.
And then we had that run for like 5 months during the winter time,
yeah.
and then had a potluck at the spring, and then start over again.
Nice. The cycle continues.
Yeah, but we might, I don't know. I ought to talk to my teachers and see what they're down for, but we may do another winter session. I may do I've got some other things on my mind, some more medical cannabis related stuff, like again, like I was saying about the terpenes class, to talk more about how the nuance of cannabis works and whole plant and that kind of thing. I think living soil would be a really interesting kind of deep dive thing to go into. But at the grow class, we have people that have all different levels. Like you were saying, there's somebody just new or somebody who's really well experienced. We have all levels, and people who are all levels. So maybe like something like advanced class or something like that. I don't, when you're growing indoor, it is advanced.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
A lot of variables to control. Yeah. I've never tried indoor. I mean, I'd like whatever. A friend gave me some like auto flower cannabis plants last year. I'd like just put them out, in the yard, fucked up one of them. And then this year, kind of similar thing. Had to do give me seeds, but then I showed up to a grow class and just clones were just thrown at me, and I was like, "This is so cool!" Like, it was awesome. Like just that very first grow class. So the guy like raised his hand. He's like, "Hey, if you don't have any plants, like come out back." And like he just literally had just a box, and he's like, "Here's clones," and that's just really wicked. And then there was another time, like some guy was just like in town, and he came to the grow class with a friend. And Ronnie asked, like, does anybody not have plants? And that guy put his hand up, and he's like, come talk to me after class. Like, I'll give you a plant. And I saw that dude just kind of like looking at him, and then I like tapped him on the shoulder. I'm like, dude, he's serious. And he went, oh, really? Like, he really would just give me a club? Like, that is really cool. Like, that's such a welcoming environment of just like, it's just this abundance, open mindset. Like, you even talk about Brad Lecter being like, I come here and I still learn something every time. Like, that dude owns, like, doesn't he own like a hemp farm, you know? And it's just like that to not just be like, yeah, dude, I've been doing this, I've run this company. Like, again, open mind is like love and abundance. Like, that's what it feels like, you know? It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It has just, it just developed into that. And I'm it's like my baby, and I'm proud of it.
That's really awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know that another thing I wanted to talk about was about the museum, about all the collections that we have at the museum.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, the Don Wirtschafter collection is the main collection that we work with, and that has been what Donnie has collected, all cannabis-related memorabilia, hemp-related memorabilia from. He's traveled all over the world studying hemp, the hemp industry, hemp plants, hemp production, how they do hemp in China, in Europe, in South America, in all the different places where they were still using hemp. And he's, collected all these bottles and all kinds of things about the history of cannabis. But the other collections that we have that have come to us, that we've acquired, they're really special because they're, how do I say this? We are the repository, we are becoming the repository for the cannabis movement, for a lot of the people who are growing old that have been really vital parts of the cannabis movement for their whole lives. They're all getting older and passing on, and we have, for instance, the Richard Davis collection. Richard Davis was a hempster and a cannabis advocate in California. He had a hemp museum in California. He had a traveling hemp museum, and he would tour around and really just promoting the uses of hemp and what it was, how it could save the world. And also he was a great advocate for legalization and people's rights in California as well. So he passed away about 3 years ago, and we have acquired his collection. It was because it was sitting in storage, and it needed a better home than what it had.
Stewardship. Somebody to share it.
There
like
you
somebody
go.
to like take responsibility for again sharing the story, like telling the truth. Like this is, it is a responsibility.
It is. And so this is just one of the collections that we have, the Richard Davis collection. And so this is, his legacy is now here. Yeah. And we use stuff out of his collection all the time. And he has a great collection of hemp stuff. It's been really fun to go through and find the treasures that he has stored, like the covered wagon that's in the museum right now. That's a new acquisition. Oh, thank you. 2014. Wow, okay, so that's been a while. Yeah. Anyway, so another collection that we have is the Michael and Cynthia Horowitz collection. That collection is Michael Horowitz was an archivist and a rare book collector, and was a good friend of Timothy Leary. And so a lot of the books, this is a psychedelic book collection, and a lot of the books are signed from the author or signed from Tim to Michael. But this is I think Michael's personal collection of psychedelic books. And that is just a real treasure trove.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And again, it was like a kind of thing like where this collection needs to be
looked after,
stewarded over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we have that in our library, and it's available for research if anybody is interested in psychedelic research. We have access to this incredible library. Let me think of another collection. We have the Richard's Drugstore, which was a drugstore in Marietta around the probably like late 1800s to the mid 1970s.
Oh, that's the picture. There's like a little picture in the window that was like the stained glass storefront. But yeah.
Yeah, and so it's on the corner of Front Street and Pike Street in Marietta, across from the Lafayette Hotel.
Okay.
And it says, I think it's on the sidewalk, Richard's Drugstore, right there, and that's where it was. But this is what our apothecary cabinet in the exhibit is from that drugstore. And
so is that like what it would have just looked like, just filled up with the different jars and stuff like that? Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, we restored it and put the glass covers on it or whatever because it didn't come with that. But it was it was old. It was in pretty old shape. But we restored it and got it ready for the exhibit that's in there now.
Yeah, a lot of TLC. All of this sounds like time, love, and care. That's crazy. Yeah. Even just like kind of knowing what's inside of it, like that's just crazy. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, all those bottles, and so they were all like when the cannabis was made illegal in 1937. The Federal Bureau of Narcotics agents went out around the whole country and confiscated all of the cannabis bottles. And well, the story that I've heard says that some of those agents didn't destroy the bottles, they saved them.
Which, yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot more than would even admit did it. But so then that's how you still find it. But like, gosh, how much of it, like of that, like 1 of 0 shit did some ignorant fuck face just smash on the ground? Like, I'm not even going to excuse my language. Fuck them. Oh, man. But it's good some of it survived. And like that Egyptian hashish with like the Sphinx thing on it. Like, dude, that is so wicked.
Yeah, that one's really cool. There's some really real treasures in there for sure.
Yeah.
We think about other collections. Oh, eventually one day we are going to restore the rest of the Richard's Drugstore. We have all that stained glass piece, and I think that we're going to restore it and have an exhibit about the history of like eclectic medicine, like as medicine was changing from practice to more becoming refined.
Like traditional medicine versus like modern.
Well, yeah. There was a lot of weird things going on in medicine. They're using all kinds of chemical compounds and trying to see what would happen if they give mercury or whatnot. A whole generation of people were given mercury, and that wasn't good for them. And then they got put onto opium because they were having problems from the mercury poisoning.
Which is like with the COVID vaccine and the new myocarditis pills from Pfizer. Let me give you the vaccine, and 3 years later sell you the medicine to fix the heart problem that we gave you. Allegedly. That's crazy. Again, playbook used what you hear, right? It's like they're doing the same thing over and over again. It's like, what did they say? History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. It's like, hey man, what the fuck?
I like that. I haven't heard that before.
I took it from somewhere too, but it just made a lot of sense to me. Like, and that's the playbook. Like that's that's where it comes from. But wicked. All these collections and it's just an overwhelming. Like I feel like I could spend the entire 5 hours that it's open here and like still kind of just talk about the first 3 pieces of the exhibit. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Well, I mean, there's definitely again when we go back to the research, I've done a lot of research on all the things that are out and about here right now, and so. I could go on.
That's what I mean. Versus like you could like I don't know. I mean, the very first time I came in for a grow class, for sure, I just kind of like skimmed it all over and was like, holy shit. And then I started reading a couple things, and I was like, for like all of it, every single piece. Like that's a lot to, but again, look after and keep track of.
Yeah. Yeah. And, my real goal and my long-term plan is to do long-term planning. Like, how do I work to carry this on? It's,
Yeah, make it a self-sufficient standing, like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Working on it.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
Yeah. I have events coming up.
Yeah.
I have, what do I have coming up? I'm going September 6th. We have our first concert of the season. I didn't do any concerts over the summer because I feel like there's so many things going on every weekend. It's hard to compete. But in the wintertime, people are looking for more stuff to do. So I have a concert. Chris Michael and the Andrews are coming on September 6th. They played here last year. They're really awesome. They're
Nice.
super great. And I'm looking forward to that. And Karen Carlson and Corey Love are playing with them, are opening up for them also, so that should be really good. September 20th, I have another concert. It's the Skylights coming from Pittsburgh.
Wow.
So this is like the first band that I've had coming from far
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
It's kind
yeah.
of exciting.
That is
They're
cool.
a big band. They're like 8 people. And we don't get very much reggae around here, so I'm really excited about having a ska band come to play for us. So
Yeah.
that'll be great.
Wow. Grow classes are every third Wednesday
Grow
of the month?
classes, yeah. Our next grow class is September 17th.
So, nice.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
And there's only 2 more. So September and then October is the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be harvest. Yeah. And then it's time to start, figuring out what you're going to do with all your.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do I have coming up? We have we have been planning a cannabis tour for a group of Argentinian visitors, but they didn't all get their visas, so we only have a couple of Argentinian visitors that are coming, but we're still doing this cannabis tour. We're going to Dayton, to the Ohio Hemp Company, where they have a hemp farm and industrial hemp. Go check out their spot. I went out there about a month ago, and their hemp was about as tall as me, or maybe up to my chest. So I'm really excited to see what it looks like when it's full grown at the end of the season here.
That's cool. So, like, how are you even getting connected with these people? Like, how are you finding them in Argentina and come over here and then going on? It's like, did they reach out to you? Like, hey, we'd like to learn about cannabis in America, or like how? What like?
That's a great question. We have we have an exchange partner, Mike Bafari, and he is from Argentina, and he comes and spends the summers up here, or he has been coming to spend the summers up here. And he has a museum. He's going to be opening his own museum down in Argentina. But he just promotes, he's a cannabis activist in Argentina and really involved in their whole cannabis culture. And so he came here last summer, and then he went back home and tried to organize this trip. But the political climate in the United States right now is not really conducive to people visiting from South America.
Understood. Yeah.
Next year is going to be a World Cup, and I have heard that already they have said that Argentinian visas will be abundant because of the World Cup. So we'll see if they're going to try again, and we'll just have the same tour next year.
Yeah. That's really that idea itself is just wicked. Like people traveling from out of the country and then like just taking them around to like show
cannabis
them
tourism.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It's going to be really cool when it all really actually happens, because the people who are coming are in the cannabis industry there in Argentina, and so one of the things that we're going to take them to indoor grow, a commercial operation. Processing facility, 100% labs over in Mount Orab. We'll visit there. And we've already been there too, and that was very, very cool. So these people will have this really great opportunity to see how the industry works here in Ohio.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is wicked. That is cool. That's well, like just all of the ways, like because you're talking about all these different angles. Like, how do you not chase all these rabbits down? Like, it just seems like like I don't know. There's so many things to chase or to do. Like, how do you decide what's a good idea, what's not? Like, just whatever. Yeah, man. That sounds. But that sounds exciting. You know, like it's just kind of. Yeah, I don't know.
You know, opportunities come, and some do not really come to fruition, and some do. So you just have to kind of like just see what the life cycle of the opportunity is and how it works out. But yeah, that one's going to be a really cool, and especially when we do it, we're thinking of this one as our trial run, and we just have a few people, but then we do it again next year and we'll have a whole crew.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe that's the right way, right? Do a small and do a big. That's cool. Well, so how can the community support the Cannabis Museum? It's showing up to the Cannabis Museum, like, engaging,
events,
talking, buy some merch, like talk about the Cannabis Museum. Like, what else would you recommend? Like, what other ways can the community support you?
Come to our events, come check out the museum, come volunteer, come become a member. That there's all kinds of ways that you can get engaged at the museum.
So becoming a member, like what lessens your rate coming into the grow class? Like what else does
that's one of the benefits of membership is decreased fees at the door or whatever for concerts and grow class and whatnot. Really, the grow class, I set it up so that if you go to all of the classes, if you become a member, it pays for your membership. Membership costs $25 at the basic level, and you would save that much money
coming to all the classes. Like with a discount price. Pays for itself. Become a member, come to the grow classes. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So, and then we have other levels of membership. I have one of the guys that comes to the grow class. He's our first member of the 420 club, 420 circle. Yeah, he's a member at the 420 level. So he loves to support us. That's Daryl. Shout out to Daryl. Yeah.
That's awesome. And so then how can somebody learn about what's going on at the Cannabis Museum? It's the website. They have you have an Instagram, right? Like how can people
Instagram,
find you? Yeah.
Facebook, we have a problem with our Facebook, like some kind of shadow ban or something.
Gotcha.
I don't really know how much. I don't know how it works, but I just know that if you try to get to the Cannabis Museum from Facebook, it tells you that if you see people selling drugs, to
weird.
To alert the authorities or something.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, we're not selling drugs.
Yeah, but let.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, wow. Oh wait, my bad. Yeah, allegedly. Wow. Wicked. That's beautiful. So Instagram, the website.
Yep.
What's the address of the Cannabis Museum?
Right here, right now.
Yeah, I heard that. Honestly, you could look it up. Apple Maps, Google Maps, the Cannabis Museum. It does pop up.
It pops up. It's 16050 Cannonville Road. We're in the old coal company store. And Cannonville is becoming a thriving little community. There's all kinds of cool things going on. We've got the Cannonville Art Center down the road from us here. That's really an exciting new thing that's coming up. And that'll be another podcast for you in your future.
Let's check them out. Yeah.
And our website, www.cannabismuseum.com.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, Kristen, this is beautiful. I'm happy that there are people out there doing what you guys are doing.
Thank you. I know you've had a lot of the cannabis community on your show. It's really cool because it gives a platform for these people to be able to talk about what they're passionate about.
Yeah, and a lot of it, the reason that I was able to get so many is because they did such an incredible job, like handing me off directly to the next person. Like for some reason, Adam Chef was the first one that made it, and then Adam Chef just immediately plugged me in and was like, these are the people that you need to talk to. You need to come to this Cannabis Museum. Like, you just have to come here one time and you'll keep coming back, I promise. But like, just everybody, you know, the App Girls Cannabis guys, like Josh and Matt and Brad. Like, Brad is the next one on the hit list to get on the podcast. But just all of them, like, they are all, again, I would say there's this like really open, loving, like abundance mindset that is just expansive and that's just so then I naturally gravitate to that. This is beautiful. Like, how can I not? Like, the high vibrations, it's really great, and I think it's a testament to them. Like, it's a real thing. Like, all of those guys that all handed me right to the next guy all come here. It's just so like that's just beautiful. It's what's the word?
That's
like authentic, man.
Yeah.
This is what it is, and it's just it's great. And man, like even since like starting the podcast and having these guys on, like even just my mindset of cannabis, like I would say that I don't know, like I started using cannabis just as kind of whatever in college, like hanging out, whatever, but just even like kind of the professionals, and like really like when people start to just go in down deep about terpenes and about how like why whatever this lavender terpene like is something that will calm you down, or like just that's the shit that I'm like, God, the levels, there's levels to the game. Like I feel like I'm a little like level 0 guy, but even that has just been fun because it's just like. You do see like the just organic passion and like wanting to share it, and it's just I love it so much.
This is great. I'm glad. I'm really glad to see you so turned on by it.
Yeah, it's kind of like you don't. The truth doesn't need a resume. You know what I mean? It's just like that's the truth. This place is the truth. The people that are here are the truth. You know, like and so you don't need like something to validate that. It's just it is. You know what I mean? Like that's just really the way I feel about it. And the Cannabis Museum. Shout out to it. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, this has been super, super great, Tyler.
Yeah. And honestly, I hope first of many.
Yeah.
I hope first of many.
Sure, absolutely. I've got lots of stories. Like I said, I'll have you out when I open up my new exhibit.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Cool. Well, thanks so much, Kristen.
Thank you.
Yes, great.